Hello guys, welcome back to Java Revisited channel. In today's video, I will show you guys how to check isomorphic strings in Java. So let's get started.
Before that, if you are new to our channel, don't hesitate to subscribe and hit the bell button to receive the latest notification.
So what is an isomorphic string? Two strings are called isomorphic if there is a one-to-one mapping possible for every character string 1 to every character of string 2, and all occurrence of every character in string 1 map to the same character in string 2. So for example, I have string 1 is AAB and string 2 is SSY here, and the letter A here is marked with S. So the letter A here is marked with letter S here, and the letter B here is marked with letter Y here. So these two strings are isomorphic. And let's move to the next example. So I have this two string APA and SSY, and I have this character A here is marked with SKA, and character B here marked with S is impossible because the character S here is already mapped with A, so we cannot map the character is here with another character. So these two strings are not an isomorphic string. So let's talk about the algorithm for this problem. So to check two strings are isomorphic or not, firstly we will check the length of two strings. If they are different, we will return false. And next, we will for each character in string 1 and string 2, we will check if this character is seen first time in string 1, then the current character of string 2 must have not appeared before. And if current characters of string 2 is already mapped to some character in string 1, we will return false. Otherwise, we will store mapping of current characters. And if this character has been encountered before, we will return false if the first occurrence of this character is mapped to a different character. So I have two strings here as an example. So firstly, I will create a HashMap to store mapping of the characters from string 1 to those of string 2, and set to use to keep track of already mapped characters. So we will pick the first character from two strings. It means the letter E and A here, and then we check the first condition. This character is seen the first time in string 1. It is yes, the letter E here is seen the first time. So the current character of string 2 here must not have been and must not appear before. So because this letter E here is not mapped to anything yet, we will check the set to see if it contains the character of string 1. If it does, it means that the character of string 2 is already mapped to another character in string 1. So otherwise, we will map the character in string 1 with the character in string 2. So in this case, it will map to A, and the letter A here is also inserted into the set. Hence, character A is stored in the set. So I will store letter A here in the set and map E with A. And then we will pick the next character of two strings, which is G and D. And again, we will check if this character here is it in the map. So it does not So we will check if the character in the string 2 is it in the set or not, and as you can see it doesn't exist in the set, so we will insert z map to d. And we will insert the set, and then we move to the two next characters, which is also G and D, and at this point the character has been encountered before, so we will check the first occurrence of this character is not to a different character or not. So we check the character here is Z is mapped with D, and here we have Z also mapped with D, so it is correct. And so because we have traversed the entire string without encountering any condition that classify both strings as not isomorphic, so the algorithm terminates. So now let's code it up. So at the left of the screen, you will see the algorithm that I just explained for you guys. And firstly, we will create a function to check the isomorphic string. So I will create that function now, and it will be a Boolean function. We will name it check isomorphic, and it will take two string as a parameter. So firstly, we will check length of two strings. So we wanna use if statement and use length method, because if the length of two strings are different, they are not isomorphic. So we return false. And for each character in string 1 and string 2, so we need to use a for loop here to loop through string. Length of string 2 or string 1 is doesn't matter because they are equal to each other. So for each character in string 1, I will store it in a character C1 here to easy to use. I will use character add method. Sorry for low battery, so we need to finish hurry at position. And character C2 is for each character in string 2. We use the same method. I forgot one thing like I mentioned in the example of the algorithm part. We will create a hash map and set, right? So I will create a hash map. In the bracket will be character and character because we will map two character to each other. So we name it map here, and yeah, that's it. And we will create set, and we will store character too. We name it set, and yeah, that's it. And now we'll check if the string is in the first time in string 1. So it means that that character doesn't exist in the HashMap or set yet, right? So we will check if that function doesn't exist in the HashMap. So we're gonna use map dot contains key. So if we check that character of string 1 is it exists in the HashMap already or not. So here will be C1. So and then the current character of string 2 must have not appeared before. So this sentence here will be our second if statement. So we will check if set contains the character of string 2. If it is contains in the set, we will return false, and otherwise we will store mapping of current characters into HashMap and store the character of string 2 into set. So we will use map dot put the C1 and C2, and we're gonna put set add C2 into set. Yeah, so we finished our first if statement. So we move to the next one. If the character has been encountered before, so it means the else statement, right? If it doesn't exist in the if it exists in the HashMap, it means that it has been encountered before. Yeah, so we use else statement here, and we will check if the first occurrence of that character is mapped to a different character. So at this point, we will use if another if statement. We will get the character mapped to the character. We will get the character of string 2 mapped to the character of string 1, and check if it is different. And we will return false. Yes, I think that's all, and here we should return true if all of the if we pass all of the condition here, we should return true, right? So it means that both two strings here are isomorphic. So we will write a Bible code to test our function. Here we will have two string, right? We will name it string 1. Let's it be exactly like the example in the algorithm. And string 2, which is add, right? And then we will check if the if the check isomorphic string function here return true, it means that we will bring the message that choose string isomorphic. Otherwise, we will bring out just copy paste, right? Make it simple and not isomorphic. Yeah, that's it. So let's run the program. Yeah, choose strings isomorphic. So let's check the other here we'll input EUE, right? And now let's check. Yeah, the two strings are not isomorphic, so our program is running well without any error. Sorry for the fly, it's just keep fly into my face. So our program is running well without any problem. So if you have any question regarding to this exercise or regarding to Java, just comment below. I will answer all of your questions as soon as possible.
And that's the end of this video. Thank you for watching. If this video is helpful, please give us a like and a comment below. In the next video, I will show you guys how to convert an integer into Roman in Java. So see you guys in the next video.